Hey guys, so we're back with our passage that we were working on yesterday. Hold on. Okay guys, I'm back. So we read about the extraordinary earthworm. This is a informational text. We know this because everything that is in here is facts. We know it's not fiction because it's not in a structure of a story. And so that's why we know it's informational. So let's kind of go back, and I had y'all answer number 4 on your own. So let's go and see if you were able to find the correct answer. So it says, when would an earthworm most likely to come to the surface to pass casting out through its tail? So most likely to come to the surface. Okay, that's kind of our key important part in our sentence that kind of we need to focus on. So I'm going to read through the answer choices and then we're going to go back and look. F, during a bright sunny day. G, during a warm damp evening. H, during a freezing snowstorm. J, during a long period of no rain. So if you remember in paragraph 7, it talked about what type of weather the worm prefers, because remember, worms are very fragile. So I'm going to reread paragraph 7 and see if we can kind of figure it out. In some ways, worms are very frail animals. After all, they have no bones for support. They have no shells for protection. Also, worms' bodies must stay warm and moist. So I'm going to highlight that because that kind of helps me. They must stay warm and moist. When it gets too dry or too cold, they have to dig deep down in the soil. So we know that they're going to dig down in the soil when it gets too dry or too cold. So one of these answer choices we can eliminate. So we know if it's freezing snow, this is not going to be one. Because we want to know when it comes to the surface. So the surface means top. Okay. They enter a sort of deep sleep until the weather gets better. Even when the weather is better, they must avoid sunlight. So they must avoid sunlight. So that means that we can mark off 8 or F because bright sunny days, they can't have sunlight. Okay? Let me see where else. So we know that it needs to be warm and moist. So let's see. During a warm, damped evening. So damped is like kind of wet. So that is the same thing as moist. So this could possibly be our answer. During a long period of no rain. Well, we know it needs to be moist. If there's no rain, that means it's going to be dry. So this could not be our answer. So our answer is G, and we found it in paragraph 7. And if you notice, I highlighted the important things that would help me answer my question. Okay. So if you did not get this one correct, that's okay. This is your time to go back and fix it. Number 5, which question should you ask to find out more information than the selection gives about earthworms? So we want more information about earthworms. Okay. What did Charles Darwin think of earthworms? So that one's not going to be it because we just want to know about earthworms. Do earthworms have bones? So this one already is answered in the story. So if you look back at paragraph 7, it says they have no bones. So that answer is already this question's already answered for us. So no. So we want to be able to find out more information that was not given. Do earthworms have eyes and ears? So that one wasn't talked about, so no. So that could possibly it. How do earthworms move? So back in paragraph, I think it's 4. Which one does it talk about? Oh, paragraph 3. Paragraph 3, guys, this whole paragraph right here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this whole paragraph right here is talking about how a earthworm moves. Okay. So this one is not going to be our answer because that question was already answered. So C is the one that we need. Okay. And there really wasn't a paragraph to find that answer in. It was more going back and looking to see which one of these had already been answered. Number 6, read the sentence from paragraph 2. Its muscles help the worm change from being short and squat to long and skinny. Which of these words means the opposite of squat? Okay, so we have thin, strong, hairy, thick. So yesterday we talked about, we've been talking about context clues, so I want to know what would be the opposite. So let's look and see if we have anything that could help us. So it's going to change from being short and squat to long and skinny. Okay, so we know that if it's going from short to squat, to long and skinny, so that to me means that this is short and thick. Because if you're going to go from short to thick, it would make sense you're going to go to long and skinny. So the opposite of a word for thick would be thin. And that's kind of an unusual way they use that word squat. Look this up. That word's spelled like squat. Squat. Yeah, squat. Oh, because it could also mean, so like squat, like I'm thinking a squat like you would do in like exercising, but it could also mean short and thick set. He was muscular and squat, so that means it also can mean thick. So squat means thick, just like I said. And so if it's going from short and squat to long and skinny, we know the opposite of that would be thin. So that word was kind of a word that kind of can mean more things than one. So that one was a little bit difficult. But we know that the opposite is, so we're looking kind of like for an antonym. Okay, so that one was a little tricky because you had to, because when I think of squat, I think like the exercise. So what helped me was going from short and squat, going to the opposite, which is long and skinny. Okay. Number 7, read the sentence from paragraph 5. For one worm takes bites of decaying plants and animals deep into the soil, these decaying bites make the soil more fertile. What does fertile mean? Okay, so fertile. So I actually want to go, so just by looking at this, I still need more to kind of help me figure out what fertile is. Okay, so you can actually go back to paragraph 5 And let's kind of see what other sentences from this paragraph can help me. So I'm going to start right here. These decaying bites make the soil more fertile. Also, worm castings are full of nutrients like nitrogen. These nutrients help plants grow. Okay, so I know that fertile is going to mean it's going to help plants grow. Okay, so let's see. Good for growing plants, possibly. Fun for playing with? No. Pretty to look at? No. Easy to clean? No. So A is my answer, and paragraph 5 helped me. So sometimes, guys, they may give you this already, but sometimes you, just by reading that, you could say, oh, I already know what it means. Sometimes you may say, I still, just by reading those sentences they gave me, I still don't understand it. I still don't know what that word means. Go back into that actual paragraph, find it, and keep reading more until you find some clues that are going to help you understand. So help plants grow. I know that the worms make soil more fertile. Well, I know that they're putting nutrients into the soil, and that nutrients is helping the plants grow. So I know that fertile means it helps those plants grow. It's good for growing plants. Okay, and then the last one, number 8. The main idea of paragraph 4 is that worms eat dirt and eat a lot of it. Which of these details best supports this main idea? So this is what we're looking for. Which of these details best supports the main idea? Remember, the main idea is what that paragraph was about. Okay, remember, we've been talking about the word supports. This means what helps us with the main idea. So what sentence from here is going to help us? So we know that the main idea is worms eat dirt and they eat a lot of it. So let's see which one of these can help us, or which one of these helps us understand that that's what they do. In fact, in just 1 inch of land, worms eat as many as 15 tons of dirt each year, possibly, because when you think of that, 15 tons is a lot. So that gives us that right there, guys, is helping us visualize how much dirt they actually eat. There are small pieces of decaying plants and animals in soil. That has nothing to do about worms eating soil. From time to time, the worm moves to the surface. That has nothing to do with eating soil. You have likely seen casting on the ground. Has nothing to do with eating soil. So this one, even if we did not know that this one was the answer, we can eliminate these because we're talking about eating dirt. None of these we're talking about eating dirt. You want details that are going to match the main idea. So if that detail does not have any words that match the main idea, that's not going to be it. Okay? All right, so you are done with that. On your next assignment number 3, you are going to be completing the reading passage on your own. And it looks like, ooh, do I not have that one? Oh, I do. That reading passage looks like this. Science activity number 7, weathering at work. Okay, this is informational. Okay, so this is the one that you're going to do on your own. I'm taking this for a grade. All right, guys.